What's up? It's your boy Carcino. Tell you right now to subscribe. subscribe. Because you ain't going to want to miss these. This is the truth behind the Michael Jordan, LeBron James beef. Listen, there are many athletes that played in the NBA. There are many athletes that they said were the greatest in the world. And even though you can't compare eras and time periods and all of these different things, you don't have to go that far for many of the fans to say Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player ever. Even your 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old, 8-year-old kid who have never seen Michael Jordan play except for on the internet would say Michael Jordan, and they've never seen him play. That's just the power of the influence of people, plus the people who actually saw Michael Jordan play. They will let their children know they've already seen the greatest. Those who grew up in the Kobe era and was in high school watching Kobe light up the NBA would say Kobe Bryant is the next Michael Jordan. But the NBA has a habit of stepping over and going on to the next. So in comes LeBron James. And instantly, he's being compared to Michael Jordan, who's greater. Now, Michael Jordan and LeBron James never had any problems whatsoever. They would ask Michael about LeBron, and Michael would give an honest assessment of of LeBron James. And they try to compare his game to yours. They'll say, well, Michael, in comparison, what do you see LeBron's game got that your game don't have, or your game got that his don't have? So they would ask Michael's opinion. And Michael would tell him exactly what he thought of his game and what they'd done. And he says, well, he kind of reminds me of a Magic Johnson more than myself. And it's an honest opinion. And he was correct. He plays the game more of like a Magic Johnson, like a facilitator, more than a scorer. A guy who's out there to destroy you by trying to go out and score every night and just take your heart out. He didn't see that type of player. And not as a detraction. Michael never looked at it that way. And LeBron always came in as, oh, Michael, I'm Jordan's biggest fan. I loved everything about Mike. Mike. Then, the Olympics is coming its way. And they asked Jordan about the Olympic Games. And he talked about all the players and how they can learn from Kobe and Kobe's experience and Kobe this and Kobe that. So they started going with Kobe versus LeBron at this time. Like, who would win, Kobe versus LeBron? And Michael was like, Kobe. That was his initial response, and then that later trickled down into, he gave reasons why Kobe would win, because LeBron's still young, and that was early on. Then as the NBA started to try to build to this reality, Michael had to lean on I gotta watch what I say, because every time I critique LeBron, this seems to turn into something. And it turned into something when Michael Jordan said LeBron James didn't have a left hand. LeBron took offense to that and wanted to show Michael he had a left hand. Michael did never like the fact that he left Cleveland the way he did and took Bosh and came and played with Wade and made like a super team over there in Miami. Jordan never honored that. He never liked it. Told his closest friend what he felt about it and his disdain for it. and was like, does he not realize that even if he wins, it's like, what does it really mean? That's what Michael was like. You didn't work to get it. You basically loaded your team to get it. You and the guys didn't build and fight a mountain, climb a mountain and get there. Somebody gave you a helicopter dropped off right at the top of the mountain. All you got to do is win one game, like the playoffs and the finals, which is already rigged for you. So they did all the work. You get that credit more to a guy who fought with his team and they ascended, they got better and went to the top. And so when LeBron was winning these games, LeBron was trying to get admiration from Michael. Kobe would get it. In the whole Olympics, Kobe got the praise from Michael Jordan. And he didn't give any to LeBron James. Then he hears Michael's criticizing, saying that LeBron doesn't have a left hand. He needs to develop his left hand. So LeBron wanted to show Michael he had a left hand. Then it started from that. Then it went from Michael would come down with his players. They were the Bobcats at the time. Michael Jordan would come down, meet the players, shake hands, and go have a seat. So right before the game, Mike would come down there and sit, and that'll be that. LeBron went over there to meet Mike and shake Mike's hand initially because he wants to get that footage. And Michael Jordan said, "This is the last time they're ever going to have me and LeBron James in that situation. They're never getting this shot again." So he makes it clear that he doesn't want to talk about LeBron in none of his interviews, anything. No LeBron talk at all. He's done. If you don't play for this team, I don't want to talk about him, especially, LeBron. Like, reporters know not to ask Michael any more LeBron questions. Now, Ahmad Rashad did Michael's 50th year. Michael turned 50. So when he turned 50, he would only let Ahmad Rashad do the interview. So that's who he trusted to do it. And Mike didn't even want to do this, but they wanted to make a big deal about 50. So once this deal was done, Mike agreed to do the 50. Mike came, he sat down, and they asked him about Kobe and LeBron, and he just puts his hand in his head like, oh my God. Hey man, it's hard to say, but 5's greater than 2. Because at the time, LeBron only had 2 rings. So he just said, hey, man, 5's better than 2. That's how I judge it. I just do it that way. Mike wanted to just let it be known that, hey, I don't want this question. I don't want to be involved in this. Because they're going to use anything that they can to try to tear Mike down. Mike talks to Kobe, but wouldn't talk to LeBron. Michael did a deal with Dwayne Wade for Jordan Brand. Had him wearing his shoes and everything. Would not talk to LeBron about anything. And LeBron was kind of like thrown back by it. He took it as an offense. That the guy whose shoes he used to wear doesn't even acknowledge him and give him what he feels the respect he deserves. When Michael look at him, is like, you rigged the game. I don't honor that. And Mike just don't. You're not his type of player. He's not going to consort with you. So LeBron wanted to go out and make an example of the Bobcats. Then he did the dunk where you saw he looked over at Mike and dunked the basketball. Then the next day at like 6:47 a.m., LeBron gets a call. And he's like, man, you shouldn't have did that. He said, you just made it a lot tougher now between you and Mike. Brown was like, oh man, I don't even care about that. I'm finna get my workout on. So LeBron didn't even care. He's like, if it bothered him, then I don't care. I just want this series over with. That's all he was thinking about. It's playoffs. I just want to go home, get this series over with. So, with that being said, Michael knew basically, okay, this is it. You know, like this is how it's gonna be between me and LeBron, and there's not gonna be any contact whatsoever. I'm not gonna mention him, no matter what he does. So LeBron comes out with his own video thing, uninterrupted. Then he says, I think Michael Jordan gets too much credit for the 6 championships. You see? You see what happens when you get arrogant and stupid? And this is why Michael Jordan didn't want to be photographed with him. Because he knew what the NBA would do. The NBA's doing it now. In order to make LeBron James great, they have to destroy Kobe and Michael Jordan. They got to tear them down to make LeBron James great. And Michael's not going to give you the photographs of him and LeBron so you could use that as you tear him down and try to champion him. Michael's not going to give you what you wanted. And the NBA was upset, like when they were going to have the All-Star game in Charlotte, and everyone was excited. They had the places ready to go. And then Michael Jordan, who was on the side, he understood the plight of the NBA players, but by law of the state of North Carolina, they weren't allowed to make changes. The bathrooms were the way they were. It's like, look, it's a bathroom. We don't have any transgender bathroom problems here and all this craziness. Like, look, it's a bathroom. Just go use it and get out. So, with that being said, the NBA decided to take the All-Star game away from Charlotte. And LeBron James was very vocal in a very negative type of way about Charlotte that rubbed Michael Jordan the wrong way. When Mike said, you know, he agreed and understood why the NBA did what they did. It's just the law at the time, and hopefully one day the law would change. And, you know, that was that. That's the politically correct answer that you give. LeBron started giving, you know, one of his Instagram type speeches, you know, like, this has got to stop. You know, he jumps on every movement that's going in there. So, with that being said, it was bad blood. And all while he was in Cleveland, when he came back, Michael Jordan has never spoken to LeBron James. Now, somebody's telling me that they got something where they do talk in private. Nope, there have been NBA parties and mixers where they've been events, and LeBron James is on the union staff, and they had these meetings, and Michael Jordan's in there, LeBron, and there's no photographs in there. And Michael Jordan wouldn't even shake LeBron's hand. LeBron came out, tried to give him a handshake, then he tried to give him a fist bump, and Mike just touched his fist and walked off. But he never looked at LeBron, and he never said a word to LeBron James. He was very dismissive every time LeBron tried to talk to him. And that was the last attempt LeBron James made to try to, you know, end the weirdness that enters the room when LeBron comes in during a union meeting. So, it is what it is. But in my case, in my estimation, this beef is more in LeBron James's head than it is Michael Jordan. Because Michael Jordan's already said and done it. He's done it. You can't pass him right now. Nobody can. Because if you can't do something faster than Michael Jordan did it, then what's the point? Who cares if you break the all points and time record and all that stuff? You know, if I tell you Jordan did it in quicker time, you're going to want the person that did it in quickest time. This is all about finishing first and finishing fast and speed and who got the most points. Who would you think get the most points if they had a comparison chart? It's not even close. So as I say to you, good people, because I would assume you all are very good and not very bad, who would you take in this debacle? Because whose side would you gravitate towards? I would gravitate more towards the Jordan side. Because I understand the situation. Michael Jordan's side is different. I understood. I've seen him play. I've seen Isaiah Thomas play. I've seen Kobe play. I've been watching LeBron play. And there's no comparison to the game whatsoever. The fundamentals, the lack of discipline, the lack of defense. There's so many holes in LeBron James, enough to drive a Mack truck through. It's just sad what happened to the game of basketball. It's this whole arcade-like feel to it now. Like, it's just not real. And it just is what it is. But Michael Jordan still to this day does not like LeBron James. So, on that note, the beef continues. I'm out.